Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Analytical, coming to you on Speakers.com and on YouTube. Please follow me on Speaker.com and also subscribe to my channel, Miss Analytical, on YouTube. So I've been taking a quick break, which is pretty much like a couple of days in between dealing with personal issues and everything. However, I just want to thank everybody for viewing the Quincy Jones video that I posted on Friday. Thank you. You guys have helped to make my video have 101 views between YouTube and Speaker.com. And I just want to say thank you, because without you all, it wouldn't have happened. And I truly appreciate it. Now, I want to continue on the Monique and Netflix saga. Yeah, so I really have to discuss the situation regarding Jawn Murray, and I'm really glad that I waited, because I really truly have a lot to say about this. For starters, Jawn Murray is a snake. Let's keep it real. The man is a snake, and I'm gonna tell you why he's a snake. This man came up off of Monique's Netflix situation. This man has been around for almost 20 years. I was familiar with him when I was in high school, so that is fact. However, he's never been a popular entertainment journalist, entertainment commentator. He's never been that guy. He's been the guy that you invite to various shows, but he's never been the one to have a show. He's never been that go-to person. He's sort of the person that you would hire to just give about maybe a 7-minute bit, and that's it. But he's not memorable. Jawn Murray's not memorable. Now, I'm going to take it even further. When I saw the video on Impressive channel on YouTube, that's how I found out that he had gotten all these emails, which was exchanged between Will Packer and Sydney Hicks, who's the husband of Monique. When I saw that, I said, he's really trying to come up. Now, this man posted these videos on his YouTube page. However, majority of them viewed it on other people's pages. And that's because Jawn Murray has never been a popular person. Now, he has made videos throughout the years on his channel, but the views were like 25, 54, maybe 100 or something. But these were videos he had for years, and they were videos that you could visibly see his face, very clear production, but nobody was checking for him. Okay, no one was checking for him. Now, when he first posted the Monique video, he had 245 subscribers, and his views was 12,000. And I noticed, I said, for a person that's been in media for almost 20 years, he really should have had at least about 1 million views, and that's not even making a lot of videos. He should have had 1 million views, and he should have had at least about, I would say, to be fair, about 5,000 subscribers. You know, and that's for not really promoting your channel. That Monique video helped that man to get about, now speaking, this man now has in viewership and views, I would say about, this man now has about 1,896 subscribers, and he has 93,936 views. That's still not a lot. That's really not a lot of views. Okay? It really isn't. And as far as his video on Monique, it's only 31,000. But you have people that have been on YouTube and are in the media, and theirs received 500K. So to me, it's like, we didn't really need to view your videos, Jawn Murray. To me, you're not relevant at all. And to show you you're really not relevant, all your videos after to discussing Monique being difficult as to why she's been blackballed. No one cares. You're irrelevant. But this is the thing that really, really bothered me with him. And it's really going back to many years ago. And I remember this. Monique had gave an interview with this publication called Sister to Sister magazine. I was an avid reader of it for years. And in the publication, Monique discusses how she really was feeling Gerald Levert and how she wanted to make Gerald Levert her boyfriend. Now, I'm reading it. I was about 19 years old at the time. And I said, Sister to Sister is very much a down-home magazine. It's relaxed, kick off your shoes, and you could talk to the journalist, the editor, and have regular conversations, but still keep it with, the topic. However, I said, I think Monique is going a little bit too far with this one, because you don't tell a journalist how you want to make somebody your man. So I kind of thought that, damn, Monique, that's just too much information. So, as time went on, you forget these things. You live your life, you grow up, you work and stuff. You don't keep stuff like that in your memory bank because it's not about you. So when this whole thing popped up with Monique and Netflix, and then John Murray instigated, she said, this man has always had a bone to pick against me. And it really comes with Kim Whitley. Kim Whitley and her, they were in a limousine. And she had introduced Monique to John Murray. But she didn't introduce him as a journalist. She introduced him as her very good friend, which they are still to this day close friends. So Monique, being that, okay, this is your friend, I don't know you, hence his relevancy in Hollywood, I could, talk my talk like I always do because Kim Whitley is my homegirl. So when she shared this information about how she wanted Gerald Levert to be her boyfriend, months later, it surfaced and she said, I never told anybody that I wanted this man to be my boyfriend. I never told the journalist, how did this information get into the hands of Sister Sister magazine? And from what I can recall, she stopped giving interviews with them because of that. And Sister Sister had a habit of putting things in that a lot of people didn't say. Okay, there's a lot of, Shirley was one of them who stopped dealing with them because there was a lot of journalistic integrity that had lacked with the publication. And looking back, I believe it. And it could have been a person like John Murray or John Murray himself. So when Monique figured it out, she said, Kim Whitley, she sold me out. That guy was a spy. And she never introduced him as a journalist because she said, had she did, I would have been very careful of what I would have said. I would have still been nice to him, but I would never have told information like that. So to me, John Murray is a snake, and that's why I call him that, because that's something you don't do. You don't collect information unless it deals with saving people or in the times of war. Okay? That's something you don't do. You don't do something like that. That's slimy. That's very slimy. And I have to say, John Murray never really has popped off. He never became a person who was on the show like The Insider, Access. His brand of journalism would have been perfect to be on Extra, to be on Access, to be on the entertainment channel. There were so many things, so many people came after John Murray. But yet and still, John Murray never became that guy. And I mean, people came in the 2010s when he's been around since the late 1990s. And these are people who came up many years later, who was in kindergarten when he came out. And they're way major in the media industry. And he isn't. So that's got to tell you something about him. Is he that good, or is he, people just don't find him to be interesting? Now, he was on the Meredith Vieira show, and he was on there with a person that I was very cool with in college, and he was like a regular commentator. But even with that, people still wasn't checking for you, Jawn Murray. They still wasn't. Now, I'm going to say this. When I found out that he had received that he was becoming represented by a very major agency, I said, okay, this is his reward. His reward of selling out Monique is basically now becoming a star that he probably himself always wanted to be. And that's common amongst black people. If I take another black person down, I'll get the scraps. It's very common. It's very common behavior. People like Jawn Murray are dangerous. Okay? And that's something that we have to learn. People like him are dangerous. I've gone to school with a couple of Jawn Murrays myself. And I've also seen a couple of people like Jawn Murray get their ass kicked. I've literally seen it. And Jawn Murray, I'll say this. For what he did to Monique, he won't have good karma. He won't. Because this is not his first time snaking her. It's not his first time snaking her. It's just that he didn't do it publicly. However, people in our community are looking at him sketchy now because it's like, wait a minute. You actually did this and you got something, you came up off of this. And that's a little bit crazy. So for me, I can't rock with the dude. I'm sorry, I can't. And in my opinion, he was wrong because he didn't read all the emails. He only read the part that dealt with Will Packer calling her difficult, calling her a racist towards not wanting to have other people on the set besides black people, which I'm going to clarify something, Jawn Murray, and I want you to hear this. Black people can never be racist, okay? Because we don't control the government, we don't control the system, and we don't control or make the money. We don't make the laws. Therefore, we themselves are not racist, can never be. We may be prejudiced, we may be evil, but we can never be racist. And so when he said that to me, I said, he really wants a job. He wants these white people to give him a job so bad. And I have to say it like that because a lot of them in Hollywood do coon. That whole little clique, him, Kim Whitley, he's very good friends with Sherry Shepherd too, who was also in Precious. Who else? There's a couple of others. They're all kind of like, they take these scraps from Hollywood. They take these scraps. And if you look at them and you look at Monique, they've never really had success. Except for Sherry Shepherd, because she did get The View. But they never had a success in their personal life, love life, that Monique had. Monique has the children, the men, the husband, the awards, the admiration from the fans. A lot of them, they really don't. They really don't. If you look at Monique before Precious, Monique was loved. Everybody who knew of Monique loves Monique. Okay? But this thing with the whole Precious, post-Precious, it's sort of like, I feel as though people hate her because of what people who claim to be her friends have stated about her. Okay? And that's the worst thing that we could do. That's why you got to be careful with who you call a friend. And you got to be careful of people like Jawn Murray. Because people like Jawn Murray are very dangerous.